Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Tuesday. All right, guys. Well, tonight we get the Valley and also we get Next Gen NYC. And thank you to everyone who joined us last night for our upandadamlive.com live watch party chat. It is going to grow. It also has now been completely open to the public where you don't have to make a profile. And you guys can just go to upandadamlive.com during the window on Eastern Standard Time where you guys can see and join us. And we have so much fun. Last night, the chat was popping. And tonight, of course, we're going to be covering both shows with the live watch party chat. So it's going to be popping again. But we have some Real Housewives of Atlanta to cover. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and let's go. All right, guys. So there's a rumor now that because of Brit Eady's $20 million lawsuit, that Bravo might actually just completely pull the plug on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, which I guess what they're trying to say is at this point, even with Porsha's $2 million payday, that this show is becoming very, very expensive. And if you're not producing the ratings and the ratings aren't contributing to the ad dollars, at the end of the day, it's all a business. So if you become a sinking ship and you're not keeping yourself afloat, then yeah, they're eventually going to just let the ship sink. But as far as season 16, they're saying that it could be the final season. Rumors are suggesting that Bravo might actually end the Real Housewives of Atlanta due to a lot of the controversies. And this source has not been confirmed yet, but people are definitely on their toes wondering what the is going on. And for Brit Eady, she has that $20 million lawsuit. So her defamation claim against Bravo labels the show legally radioactive, which now insiders and the same source, they're saying that that is straining the franchise. So as far as like the chaos is now equating to what is considered to be a liability, because production insiders argued that the hallmark drama of Housewives is now the biggest legal threat with walking lawsuits everywhere. I go back to it and I'm like, well, this is a business. When this shit happens, it's not good. And this could be a huge liability. So could they be right? Like, could we actually be watching the end of an era with the Real Housewives of Atlanta? I hope not. And I don't think it's going to go that way. But could it happen? I mean, we saw Miami get tabled. We saw New Jersey be put on pause. We've seen Dubai be put on pause. We saw Dallas get tabled. Ladies of London tabled. Like, this isn't the first time that this has happened. So that's what you kind of have to keep in the back of your head. But we'll see. Now, there was a guy named Rob Shutter who wrote that the show feels tired and said champagne's flat. The taglines are tired, saying that Bravo is done playing hostess. And Brit Eady did demand preview rights, and her team said that she begged to see the photo before it aired, but Bravo refused, prioritizing the drama over consent. I don't agree with that, and I agree with her in the sense that if you're going to sit there and claim that this woman, there is a photo of her committing fellatio, that is mentally stressful. That's emotional. That's not fair. You know, I know that you signed in the contract that like whatever happens, it happens and you're kind of along for the ride. But if you're sitting there committed to the fact that this photo was of this woman and you're playing the long game with it only to find out that it wasn't, that's a lot of stress on anyone, because then this woman is sitting there and she's stressing about her insurance company. She's stressing about what this looks like for her family, how it might impact her, how it might impact just everything that she has going on, only to find out that it's not true. Yeah, that's fucking stressful. Like, I get that. I'm not a Brit Eady fan, but I do get what she's saying. But Atlanta's not the only issue. Apparently, NBC Universal is tied up in a lot of lawsuits. Obviously, you guys know Bethenny Frankel, Leah McSweeney. We know that the NeNe Leakes one was settled, but as far as those two, the latter was accusing Andy Cohen of using the pasta and orchestrating media attacks. And Brit Eady claimed an explicit NSFW photo aired without consent, causing her emotional harm. The photo never actually aired, but now I guess every cast member might be at risk because there was one unnamed executive that says each person on the show poses a legal liability, calling the situation an embarrassment to NBC. And what they also said was that the ratings are tanking. So season 16 hit a series low in ratings, marking the lowest viewership across all 16 seasons. And as far as like the reunion shakeups, we know that Kenya Moore and Brit Eady, they were both absent from the reunion now with Brit suing, and Kenya was definitely subbed, but like I think she was subbed for Brit Eady, really. But if you don't want to say she was subbed, she was definitely snubbed. We can say that. But the article also poses a question to the readers. Do you believe the rumor of Atlanta facing cancellation? But Kenya Moore also spoke about Porsha Williams. And I was like, oh God, here we go. Thank you to Bravo Snarkside. Let's do this.
Let's take a closer look at what's happening now on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So one of the biggest storylines right now is Porsha and Shamea. They have been friends forever. Obviously, I've known of Shamea since Shamea was first on the show. I remember kicking Shamea, off of my boat when I was, on the show because she was sticking so closely with Porsha, and Porsha and I were falling out. But Shamea and I have gone back and forth plenty of times, at least several times that I know of, because of her rocky relationship with Porsha. Now, a lot of you guys may not know, I've actually had a conversation with Shamea a long time ago. And that was when Porsha and I were not on the best terms, and we're cool now. But this was when Porsha and I were not cool. Everything that I know about their friendship, I'll just tell you. I never felt that Porsha was supportive of her being on Housewives. They had asked Shamea to be on Housewives as a housewife years ago. Let's take a closer look at what's happening now and Shamea refused to do it or could not do it. I'm not really clear about the details, but in any event, she couldn't do it. She didn't do it. She did not accept the offer to be a housewife or to interview to be a housewife. And I remember a specific conversation being filmed where Shamea brought up something. Maybe it was her wedding. Maybe it was Porsha not being supportive of her. But I remember Porsha saying something to the effect of, why are you doing this? Why are you over here? Why are you doing this? Do you need the money that bad? And I think Shamea was like shocked, like, what, where is she going with this? And the gist of the conversation was, can't you just let me have this and you go over and do what you need to do? But this is my platform. You need to go and either be my support system or go away. That was the gist of the conversation. Now, I've been on that show, was on that show, still am, still employed, not on the show currently, but for 12 years, I've seen and heard a lot. I've never lied on anybody. And Shamea, never. Y'all know that. I just remember thinking, is that a friendship or a relationship of convenience? Because a friendship, you cheer your friends on no matter what. And I just remember this saying that Oprah said before, like, if you have a friend that even shows you a hint of them not wanting you to succeed or climb the rung in a ladder, they are not your friend. I strongly believe that. If I don't have a girlfriend that's on the sidelines and me like, go girl, you better do that. What can I do for you? I'm going to call the producers. I'm going to call the network. I'm going to do everything I can. I need you by my side. I've done that before for a friend of mine, to the point where I'm putting my own job in jeopardy because I'm like, y'all should look at this girl. She is dynamic. She is beautiful. She is a housewife. She is the one you're looking for, and you're overlooking her. And going so far out of my way, people were like, what is going on? What is the situation with you? Never. Because she was somebody I truly cared about. She's my friend. And I believe she would be good in that role. However, that's not what I see with Shamea and Porsha. What I see is jealousy. What I see is somebody putting their foot on somebody's neck and saying, you stay down there. I want to be the queen of this. You go find your own thing, which is basically what she said. I mean, I think we already know what that is. It's not a friend. Anyways, no friend I would want to have. So can two besties survive the same bag, same spotlight, and the same screen time? Or is it a matter of just time for it to blow up? Y'all let me know what you think in the comments below.
I mean, to be fair, she's not necessarily wrong about that. I do question that. And I've been guilty of helping people with platforms and helping push people and helping people do things. And then I feel like I'm always getting shit on in these moments. So yeah, I can see both sides where it's like, well, that's your best friend. So why would you not want her to win? And why would you not want her to be on the show? But also I can see the other side of like, this is my thing. So let me have my thing. You have your thing. You're super loaded and you're doing 5 million other things. Why not? But I guess champion, if I had a best friend and I was on a show, I would champion my best friend winning with me because I would want us to win together. I don't know. I'm going to hear what you guys think. Guys, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And we'll see you tonight for Anchor Watch. Love you guys. Bye.